Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to open our discussion about arts, which tackles about the Western classical arts traditions. We will be going to discuss about the Western art timeline from the prehistoric era up to the Gothic era. So simulan natin ang discussion natin from the prehistoric era that is covered by the ancient arts from 1,500,000 BC up to 2000 BC. Prehistoric era arts includes all human existence before the emergence of writing. So bago pa lang magsimula ang writing dito sa ating mundo, meron na po tayong tinatawag na prehistoric era arts. Art during the prehistoric era is only one clue: the fossils, the pollens, and other finds to an understanding of early human life and culture. Sa ganitong paraan, yung mga art historians po and even anthropologists at archaeologists ay nagiging interesado na pag-aralan yung mga arts during these times. So let's go on to the prehistoric era paintings. Paintings during the prehistoric era are found inside the cave. It is used as a way of communication, and the drawing of animals were usually incorrect proportion. So mga dominant features po ng paintings during the prehistoric era are large animals in the particular region. So example of prehistoric era painting is the cave of Lascaux that was done or created during the 5,000 to 10,000 BC. Now let's move on to the sculptures during the prehistoric era. Materials used for the sculptures vary according to region and locality. So kung ano lang po ang meron sa kanilang region or sa kanilang lugar, yun lang po yung materials na maaring gamitin or ginagamit ng mga tao doon. Archaeologists believe that their sculpture is a result of natural erosion and not of human artistry. So pinaniniwalaan na yung art during our sculptures during the prehistoric era are results of natural erosion or yung mga usual na nangyayari sa ating kapaligiran. For example, landslide, flash floods, yung mga nabubuo daw po na mga bato or yung mga nabubuo na mga sorry, images kapag po may nangyayaring natural erosion is considered to be their arts. So for example po is the Venus of Willendorf, which is a carved with excessively heavy breast and abdomen used as a charm to ensure fertility. So another one po is the Venus of Brassempouy, which is a sculpture of a lady with a hood. So yun pong dalawa na yun ay sculptures, examples during the prehistoric era. Let's move on to the architecture. So, architectures during the prehistoric era are based on megaliths, or in English po, yung big rock. From the Greek words lithos, which means stone, and megas, which means big. So, materials for prehistoric era architecture are huge stones, which were probably intended for burial. And kapag sinabi po nating burial, intended po siya sa mga libingan. During this era, stones and rocks were associated with divinity kasi nga po ginagamit siya bilang libingan kaya po ito ay maituturing na divine. Okay, so there are three types of megalith stones. First is the menhir. It is a huge stone standing vertically on the ground. Kagaya po ng makikita natin dito, makikita natin yung mga stones na nakatayo vertically or patayo po sa ating ground. It is usually standing in the middle of the field, katulad po nitong isa, nasa kalagitnaan lang siya ng isang field, or minsan po it is arranged in rows or dikit-dikit po sila. Another one is the dolmen, which is originated from the expression taolmen, which means stone table. It is believed that it served as a grave or as an altar. Kung mapapansin po natin, ang dolmens ay para naman pong stone table talaga na meron siyang vertically standing stones, tapos sa ibabaw po niya meron siyang horizontally uh, uh, placed stones kung saan magmumukha po siyang lamesa. And then lastly po is the cromlech. It is a Brythonic word where crom means bent or curve and lek means slab flagstone. So it is considered to be a circle of standing stones. So yun po yung tatlong uri ng megalith stones during the prehistoric era architecture. Now let's proceed to the Egyptian era that is also under the ancient arts. So themes of the Egyptian era artworks are journey to the underworld, introducing the deceased to the gods of the underworld by their protective deities. The purpose of Egyptian era artworks is to make a deceased afterlife place pleasant. So pinaniniwalaan po ng mga Egyptians na kapag namatay po ang isang tao ay meron itong buhay sa kabilang buhay. So for the Egyptian era paintings, it emphasizes the importance of life after death. So it is done to preserve the knowledge of the past. Kung sino man po yung tao na namatay, for example, it is a pharaoh, a queen, a king during the Egyptian era, yung mga libingan po nila or yung mga place kung saan po sila nag stay nilalagyan po nila ito ng mga disenyo katulad po ng makikita natin mamaya. So main colors po na ginagamit nila for their paintings are red, black, blue, gold, and green. That is derived from mineral pigments that can withstand strong sunlight without fading or hindi po siya kumukupas. Example of the Egyptian era painting is the sarcophagus of Tutankhamen, 18th dynasty. Kung makikita po natin, nandito po yung libingan. At sa paligid po noon, makikita po natin ano ba yung naging buhay nung tao na nakalibing doon po sa lugar na yon. Kumbaga sa panahon po natin ngayon, ito na po yung mga libingan na parang bahay. Kaibahan lang po, dun po sa mga Egyptian era paintings, makikita natin ano ba naging buhay nung tao na yon before siya namatay. So, pine-preserve po nila yung knowledge of what that particular person have done in the past or has done in the past nung siya po ay nabubuhay pa. So, proceed po tayo sa sculptures. Their tombs require the most extensive use of sculpture. So, most common materials used po dito ay mga woods, ivory, and stone. So usually dahil nga po pine-preserve sa Egyptian era artworks yung buhay ng mga taong namayapa na, yung karamihan po or iba sa mga libingan nila ay nilalagyan nila ng mga sculptures kung saan katulad po nito sa Queen of Nefertiti. Makikita po natin dito yung realistic, heavy-lidded eyes, slender neck, determined chin, and pure profile under heavy crown. Kumbaga, ito po ay piniplace nila doon sa libingan ng mga namayapa na or sa libingan ni Queen Nefertiti. Para po nang sa ganon, yung mga bumibisita sa kanya, hindi makalimutan, ito palang itsura ni Queen Nefertiti. So, Queen refers to the great royal wife of an Egyptian pharaoh. So, another sculpture during the Egyptian era is the Pharaoh Menkaure and his queen. So, pinakikita po dito yung example of portraits presented in rigid posture. So, pag sinabi po nating rigid, magkadikit na magkadikit po sila. So, there are less spaces. Proceed naman po tayo sa Egyptian era architectures. So this architectural style was developed during the pre-dynastic period from the 4000 BC. Example of architecture sa Egyptian era is yung kilalang-kilala po natin na Pyramids of Giza. It is the most substantial ancient architectures or ancient structures of the world. So ito pong three pyramids are the funerary structure of the three kings of the 4th dynasty. Pinaniniwalaan po na sa pyramids na ito nakalibing ang tatlong hari noong 4th dynasty. So sila po ay sina Khufu or si Chops, kung saan siya ay nakalibing sa the Great Pyramid, yung pinakamalaking pyramid po. Next is the Khafra, si Khafra or si Chephren. He was buried on the pyramid next to the Great Pyramid. And last po is si Menkaura or si Mycerinus, who was buried in the smallest pyramid. Inside the pyramids of Giza, makakakita po tayo ng mga highly confusing tunnels kung saan it is used to create confusion for grave robbers or sa mga nagnanakaw po or maaaring magnakaw sa loob ng pyramids. So another architecture during the Egyptian era is the mastaba. Similar po ito sa kung anong merong nicho tayo ngayon. So it is a type of Egyptian tomb in the form of flat-roofed rectangular structure with outward sliding slopes or outward sloping sides. So it is made of mud brick or stones. Kaibahan po sa mga nicho or sa mga libingan na meron tayo sa panahon ngayon, ito po ay made of mud brick or stones. For the third era of artwork is the classical Greek era, which is under the classical arts from the 2000 BC up to the 400 BC. So classical Greek era paintings are found in vases, panels, and sometimes it is found in tomb. So subjects of the classical Greek era paintings are battle scenes, mythological figures, and everyday scenes. So alam naman natin na kapag sinabing Greek era, nandun po yung battle kasi meron nga pong war during those times at meron po mga mythological figures or yung mga gods and goddesses of the Greek era. So common methods of Greek painting used are the fresco, which is a water-based pigments on a freshly applied plaster, usually on wall surfaces. So ang color po nito is ground powder pigments mixed in pure water. Kumbaga, durog na durog po or powdered pigment po ito. Tapos dadagdagan na lang natin ng tubig. So fresco is ideal for murals, durable and has a matte style. So another one is yung tinatawag po nating encaustic. Encaustic was developed by Greek shipbuilders who used hot wax to fill the cracks of the ship. Ang kaibahan naman po nito doon sa ating fresco kanina, ang fresco po kasi ay powdered pigment. Ito naman po ay hot wax or liquid wax po kung saan ito ay pinapainit or mainit na po. It is mixed with hot liquid wax kung saan ito po ay ideal na gamitin sa mga flat panes of woods. So classical Greek era panel paintings executed on a rigid support. So sometimes ang ginagamit po nila ay wood or metal. So as distinct from painting done on canvas. Example po or the earliest known panel during the classical Greek era is the pizza panel. Ito po siya. Okay. So next, the classical Greek era painting, which are the tombs or makikita po natin sa mga tomb or sa mga walls. It uses the method of frescoes, either tempera or yung water-based po or encaustic or yung mga wax. So makikita po natin example po nito is the Tomb of the Diver. Dito po sa tomb na ito or masabi natin na sa wall, doon po kung saan nakalibing yung diver na ito, makikita natin yung kanyang buhay nung siya ay nabubuhay pa kung saan he or she is considered to be a diver. So, proceed po tayo sa sculptures during the classical Greek era. Their bodies were hidden within enfolding robes. So, one of the most popular styles was the Hellenistic style. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng Hellenistic style? It denotes a more elaborate patterns, mannered arrangement of figures, and an emphasis on the representation of movement and dramatic effect. So, isipin po natin or alalahanin po natin yung sa mga lines. 'Di ba po sa mga lines natin, meron tayong iba't ibang lines, the straight line and the curved line. So, ano kayang line ang nagpapakita ng movement? Tingnan nga po natin, sa straight line, meron tayong vertical, meron po tayong tinatawag na horizontal, at meron po tayong tinatawag na diagonal. Which of these three straight lines shows movement? Sa tingin po natin. Okay, so very good. Nagpapakita po ng movement ang diagonal line. Katulad po nung makikita natin dito sa sculpture na pinamagatan or pinangalan ng Myron the Discobulus. It shows an attitude of maximum tension. So makikita po natin, ito siya medyo diagonal po yung kanyang figure. That shows an attitude of maximum tension, full of compressed energy, and about to explode an action. So imagine na lang po natin na nakatayo lang si Myron tapos nakahawak lang siya ng bola on the side, hindi po siya nagpapakita ng movement. So para po ipakita natin yung movement sa isang artwork, gagamit po tayo ng diagonal line. Okay. So for the architectures of the classical Greek era, temples consisted of a central shrine in an aisle surrounded by rows of columns. So these buildings were designed in one of the three architectural styles or orders. Meron pong tatlong uri ng post or architectural styles na ginagamit for the classical Greek era architectures. Una na po doon is the Doric, which is the simplest form of architectural style. Next is the Ionic, and then last po is the Corinthian. So makikita po natin yan, for example, sa architecture na the Parthenon. It is the greatest classical temple indigenously engineered to create an optical illusion. So kung mapapansin po natin, yung classical Greek era architecture po na the Parthenon ay walang closed na walls. So mapapansin po natin, ginamitan po siya ng Doric architectural style. Okay, next po is the Roman era under the classical arts pa rin po. So paintings during the Roman era are landscape painting that is considered to be the main innovation of Roman painting from the Greek painting. So mosaic art process where an image is created using an assemblage of small pieces of colored glass, stones, or other materials. So pag sinabi po nating mosaic, ginagawa na natin ito before. So para po siyang halimbawa, ginupit-gupit na papel, o kaya naman binasag na or dinurog-durog na shells ng itlog, or basag-basag na mga salamin. Tapos po, pagdidikit-dikitin siya in order to create a beautiful artwork. So for example is the head of Alexander. Example po siya ng mosaic. Na kapag nakita po natin ito in person, hindi po crayons ang ginamit niya or hindi po paint talaga. Ginamitan po siya ng specialized materials kung saan ito po ay pinagsama-sama in order to create a beautiful artwork. So for the Roman era sculptures, the most Roman sculptures are made of monumental terracotta. So example po nito is the Porto Nacio sarcophagus, which depicts a battle scene between Romans and Germans. So it is carved in marble. Next is the Roman era architecture, which is built in gigantic arches of stones, bricks, and concrete, or with barrel vaults. So example po nito is the Colosseum. So unti-unti na po nagkakaroon ng walls yung mga architectures natin. From the Greek na more on posts lang po ang nakikita natin. Dito po sa Roman era architectures, meron na po siyang mga walls. Example po is the Colosseum, which is a large amphitheater in Rome that hosted events like gladiatorial gladiatorial games. Next is the Byzantine era arts, which is covered by the medieval arts from the 400 BC up to the 1400s AD. So Byzantine era paintings are lively style of paintings which had been invented in Greece and Rome, lived on Byzantium, but this time for Christian subjects. So Christianity na po ang mga subjects nila. Example is the court of Empress Theodora that illustrates the meaning of royalty, presenting objects of value to the church. So next for the sculpture, the dominant theme of Byzantine era sculptures are religious and everyday life scenes and motifs of nature. So example is the Barberini of Diptych, which is an early example of Byzantine ivory work or ito po ay gawa sa or ikinarve sa ivory. So makikita po natin merong mga angels at iba pa na ah, religious objects or persons. So next po is the Byzantine era architecture. It is a mosaic decoration wherein mosaic decoration was perfected. So Byzantine's advancement in developing the dome created a new style in global architecture. So sabi nga po nung una the Parthenon, tapos nandiyan po yung the Colosseum. Dito naman po mga dome naman ang ginagawa. Example is the Hagia Sophia. So mapapansin po natin, nagkaroon na po siya talaga ng walls or ng closed walls. Excuse me. So meaning of Hagia Sophia po is holy wisdom. It narrates how a magnificent construction transformed from being a church into a mosque or mosque. And then next po is the Romanesque era, which is under again of the medieval arts. Paintings of the Romanesque era are largely placed mosaics on the walls of the churches that follow a strict frontal pose. So example po is the Christ in Majesty. Okay po. So makikita po natin dito na nagsimula na talaga yung mga Christian subjects. So next for the sculptures, most Romanic sculpture is pictorial and biblical in subject. So example po is the Last Judgment. Sorry po sa mga mispronunciation of words. So next is the architecture of the Romanesque era. So the doorways of the Romanesque churches are often grand sculptured portals. So wood or metal doors are surrounded by elaborate stone sculptures arranged in zones to fit architectural elements. So example po is the groin-vaulted crypt of Worcester Cathedral. So it is characterized by semicircular arches. So makikita po natin yan sa taas. Tapos ginamitan din po siya or meron po siyang influence ng classical Greek architectural style kung saan ito po ay Doric na maituturing, sorry. And then last po is the Gothic era, which is also under the medieval arts. Paintings of the Gothic era subjects depict popular legends and love stories. So pattern like Millefleur or Thousand Flowers show influence which may have been due to crusade. So example po is Lady in that Unicorn Tapestry. So dito po unti-unting naisasantabi or hindi naman naisasantabi, unti-unting nagbo-boom or lumilitaw po yung mga secular type of art. So another type of painting is the rose window from the north transept, which is a stained glass window were created to transform the vast stone interior. So unti-unti na po na yung mga walls na meron tayo ay nilalagyan nila ng windows or mga bintana. So another example of painting is the Shepherd of David. Okay, kilala naman natin si David is a biblical character. So, meron pa rin po siyang touch ng sacred type of arts. Pero, unti-unti na pong nagbo-bloom or unti-unti nang lumilitaw ang secular types of art. So, sculptures of the Gothic era have greater freedom of style. It is no longer laid close to the wall but began to project outward. For example, is the Resurrection of the Virgin kung saan makikita po natin hindi na yung ibang part po nito ay wala ng wall. Kumbaga nagkakaroon na po ng open spaces sa mga pagitan ng mga sculptures during the Gothic era. So architectures of the Gothic era or designs include two new devices. So pointed arch that enabled builders construct much higher ceiling vaults and stone vaulting born network of stone ribs supported by piers and clustered pillars. So dalawang uri po ito ng design na ginagamit for Gothic era architecture. So example po is the Cathedral of Chartres. which is known to be the Notre Dame Cathedral. So that's all po para sa artworks during the Western arts. At yung iba po nito ay i-continue or itutuloy po natin sa second quarters. For our activity po, please prepare your notebooks at doon po natin isusulat ang mga sagot. Okay, so for activity number 1, choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answers in capital letters, no erasures. So for number 1, in classical Western art, which element focuses on the relative size and scale of objects within a composition? Letter A, color. Letter B, line. Letter C, proportion. Or letter D, texture. Number 2. The era wherein the purpose of their painting is to make the deceased afterlife place pleasant is letter A, ancient Egypt. Letter B, prehistoric era. Letter C, Greek era. Or letter D, Roman era. Number 3. How can artworks from the Egyptian art period be used to derive traditions and history? So letter A, by examining the use of abstract forms and unconventional colors to understand religious beliefs. Letter B, by analyzing the placement of the sun and moon in the artwork to decode ancient calendars. Letter C, by studying the representations of pharaohs, deities, and hieroglyphics to gain insights into their culture, belief, and rulership. Or letter D, by focusing on the use of watercolor techniques to reveal ancient agricultural practices. Number 4. All the following are characteristics of classical Greek era painting except letter A, commonly found on vases, panels, and tombs. Letter B, it portray natural figure with dynamic composition. Letter C, themes usually includes mythological figures, battle scenes, and everyday scenes. Or number 5. Which of the following statements best compares the characteristic of prehistoric arts and Egyptian artworks? Letter A. Prehistoric artworks are primarily abstract and use bright colors, while Egyptian artworks are characterized by naturalistic representation and intricate patterns. Letter B. Prehistoric artworks often depict everyday scenes and daily life, whereas Egyptian artworks are known for their focus on the journey to the underworld. Letter C. Both prehistoric and Egyptian artworks share a common emphasis on abstract designs and lack any clear representations of human or animal figures. Or letter D. Prehistoric and Egyptian artworks are similar in that they both utilize modern artistic techniques and materials such as oil paint and canvas. Number 6. How did iconic artists from the Western classical art influence the evolution of art forms? Letter A. They had no significant influence on art evolution. Letter B. They introduced new materials and tools to art creation. Letter C. They served as innovators, setting standards and inspiring future generations with their techniques and styles. Letter D. They primarily focused on promoting art as a form of leisure rather than impacting its evolution. Number 7. How did artworks from the classical Greek era primarily use art elements and principles, and what was their main function? Letter A. Classical Greek artworks employed intricate patterns and vivid colors, primarily serving as decorative items in homes. Letter B. They use exaggerated proportions and surrealistic elements to convey political propaganda. Letter C. Classical Greek artworks emphasized naturalism, idealized human forms, and balanced proportions, serving various purposes including honoring gods and commemorating athletes. Letter D. They focused on abstract representations and symbolic shapes primarily serving as currency or trade items. Number 8. What is the primary mood, idea, or message conveyed by the pyramids of Giza in Egypt? Letter A. A celebration of abstract and creativity. Letter B. A representation of chaos and disorder. Letter C. A reflection of the afterlife and the importance of pharaohs in Egyptian society. Or letter D. An expression of modern architectural innovation. Number 9. When examining a piece of art created in Western classical style, which principle of art emphasizes the arrangement of elements to create a sense of equilibrium and stability in the composition? Letter A. Contrast. B. Rhythm. C. Emphasis. Or letter D. Balance. Number 10, last number for multiple choices. Mikey uses horizontal, diagonal, vertical, and curved in creating her artwork assignment in arts. What element of art does she use? Letter A, color. Letter B, texture. Letter C, shape. And letter D, line. So part B po or part 2 ng ating activity number 1, tell whether the following artworks is a painting, a sculpture, or an architecture and name them. 2 points each. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5.